Kia ora from Aotearoa. Extremely early morning greetings to you from this land which is commonly known as New Zealand. So there's a lot going on, and I have the joy of experiencing the physical symptoms of what goes on in the globe, and it makes me have to get up and talk and give the messages that I feel coming through the earth that humanity needs to receive, coming from a place of ancient remembrance. This is a really important message that I feel needs to be expressed, and it is very much based on the True Count Mayan calendar, and where we are now, we're just crossing over from day to night into the energy of 12 Earth, and there is a lot of storm energy going on, and I've had some quite big revelations as to what is going on, because, well, it affects my body and many others actually who hold the energy and look after the earth's grids and her waters and all of those things. So here I am, and what I am saying now is that our consciousness is our key to get through right now. Okay, so we are in the era in the sacred Mayan calendar where we are supposed to be coming into unity, and our consciousness needs to come into unity, and our consciousness needs to leave duality. Okay, so duality is anything that's good and bad, or has polarities and has oppositions. So our thoughts have been geared up for that for eons, but we are to change this, and this will take away the drag and there's a huge drag out there that is to do with actually our collective consciousness. So what I have seen is how energy gets caught in the waters. Okay, so what I've seen is that over towns and cities and everywhere, the energy that comes from humanity's thoughts kind of just rolls out into the water, and the water receives it, and our consciousness spreads around the earth and we share it, and with our thoughts we can actually create blockages and pollution in the earth's waterways. And this is causes, in our consciousness, it causes, there is pollution and there's dragging and things like that. So even though we may have become pristine with our life, we may be eating all the best foods and drinking the great water and doing everything, there are still energetics that affect everybody, and some to a greater extent and some to a lesser extent, depending on why we're here, what our purpose is, and what we're here to do. Okay, and various other things, I'm sure. So, where the greatest energy is that opposes the nature, that's where I see there's this energy rolling down and going into waterways. But what we have to remember is that we are far more magical than that, or any other intention, because of our heart-centered frequency. And this is why during storm we have to stay centered. In the chaos that surround us, we just have to hold on to that centeredness, not get swayed by the emotional impact that we could have as we respond to our environments and what goes on. So really have to find our center. Okay, so we're in a day wave of storm. That's a 36-day period. That 36-day period is holding for, well, we're halfway through. We're just about to go into the night phase. Okay, so it's storming. So when we have storm, that affects our neural pathway. So it's about the lightning responses and everything that goes into our neural pathways, as I see it. And so we have an opportunity during storm energy to completely change our neural pathway and to completely change our what am I trying to say? Our mindset. So our mindset creates what happens, and especially collectively. So humanity can feel that they're under some kind of thing right now. I'm going to talk about that. But we mustn't be subjected to it. We have to get beyond that, and we have to remember the magicalness of our heart. We worked so hard to come into love, and we're growing in love, and the cosmic axis is pulsating very high frequencies that we need to attune to and align to. Okay, so everything has got to do with the quality of our intentions. Every thought, every prayer, everything that we do. So when our intentions are high and matching the cosmic frequency, then we're doing really, really well. Okay, so what I'm picking up is happening is there's factions and there's groups and there's splits and there's this and that everywhere, and I've just noticed it. I'll go and talk to one group and another group or whatever, and this one saying, oh, this person, don't trust them and don't do this, and oh, find out about them and whatever. I'm not interested in any of that, because anything that is in integrity is going to stay now because of the frequencies, and what is not integrity is just going to break down and crumble. That is why our system is crumbling, because it cannot be sustained with the heightened frequencies that we're having, which are ultimately drawing us back into full connection with Divine Source. So the system is crumbling. All that is out of integrity will fall away and is falling away. There's a lot of pressure on the earth and the electromagnetic fields. There's eruptions. She's expressing. We need to attune to her will and her way. Her and Father Sky. Father Sky, Mother Earth. That's Divine Source. So Divine Source is the source of true organic alignment with what is. It's not overlays of law. It's not the system stuff. Okay, so we're in the energy of Owl at the moment, and that's very much about our sovereignty. To me, sovereignty is to live by divine will, and when we live by divine will, there is no harm. Everything comes into balance and harmony. Now, as a single human being, does your will, your personal will, actually know how to live in balance and harmony? Okay, because your personal will is kind of like your head. It's a little bit void of heart. It's what's left over from the separation, because we've been living under our personal will for a long time, and it didn't work, did it? Okay, so we have to get back to divine will. That divine will is where we will come into balance and harmony. Okay, because all our thoughts become things, and humanity generates its experiences. We generate this lag, we're generating this drag, where people are struggling to come into unconditional love, which is love. We shouldn't even have to use the word unconditional. Love is the totality of everything, all experience integrated, so that all our enemies have become our allies, that their system, we don't hate it anymore, and that we don't hate, and we don't fear, and we don't get down on everything. So there are things that are key at the moment. So our personal knowledge of our self-value and experience of that is key. We have to know that we are 100% valuable souls, all contributing to existence here at this great opportunity to master our lives, to evolve, to grow. So I want to ask some questions just to ponder. Where is the fear in complete love? Okay. Why do we need protection if we are safe? And where is the neglect and abandonment if we are cherished? Why fear the dark magic of the crumbling system when you are magical due to the love, courage and strength and wisdom of your heart? Now these are new beliefs that I've had to install for myself, like to really get them, to really have them. There was a way, and this way is really important, and I want to encourage everybody to do it. It's not necessarily easy. Okay, remember, I say, what is your issue? Okay, I don't feel protected. I have to put my protection up everywhere I go. Okay, go back, and this is what I've had to do. Go back to the first time that you can remember, and it might even be a little bit in the subconscious. Go back to that. It might even be when you're like a few months old. It may be in the womb. It may be, but if your heart intuition will take you there, you set that intention, you go back to that place where that thought came your reality, where I need protection, I'm not safe. Now mine was in terrible satanic ritual, and I've had to work really, really, really hard on this one. I had to go back and remember, you know, where I was actually neglected, abandoned and left for dead, and to re-change my belief system. I am safe. This is my reality that I want to have it. We need to reinforce it. We need to go back. It's like we're dissolving all of those mindsets from wherever they began. And it may be past life, it may be anywhere, but we can do that and go back and systematically rewire our neural pathways, going back to the time. You know, you need to almost regress yourself. I do it with the breath. If you can get your breath into alignment and you go back to that time where you felt that, where you felt abandoned, where you felt rejected, where you felt hated, where you felt unsafe, whatever it is. And I had to deal with what I was seeing actually personally going into the harbour. I was seeing what's caused damage in the harbour, and it was coming from the places where the system has actually got the greatest hold and where the greatest so-called threat to humanity is. You know, the places where people want to immunise you, and that all these things are going out that they're so far removed from nature that it's part of the system stuff. Okay, so we actually have to change our mindset to keep us safe. So that's one way that we can do it. So really, you know, I've had to tap into the great big picture. So what I've seen is that the initial trauma of the fall was our conscious split away from divine will, and it came with our mindset. So it the system was generated out of something which we can say that it's satanic. And when we look at satanic is just where everybody went into free will and left source and creator. So it's just really a lack of connection. So get connected, attune. Come on, let's do it. Okay, we'll do well when we do that. So with the initial trauma being the fall and the split from divine will, well, we bring ourselves back by reconnecting. Okay, so we have seen what's happened with the split through the consciousness of duality for many thousands of years now, and we're in this era and in this time where we are to come into unity, and that we are to actually evolve and create a new reality, a new earth type of reality, with the desire of the earth, with her will. That's why we need to tune into her. And the key is to heal ourselves and to reset our neural pathways to attune with the cosmic frequencies that emanate from divine source. Okay, heart of Mother Earth, heart of Father Sky, that connection. And so the mind calendar does have keys and it does have codes, which I am seeing and doing my best to share. It's, you know, so what's happening to me is that as I've realigned, I've had my consciousness that was taken from me, has returned the ancient knowledge that was mine actually from the beginning. Of course, that system that was in free will didn't want that, because I was going to end up encouraging a whole lot of people to reconnect to divine will, and even though very few people hear the message. But anyway, it's out there. Please share it if you do resonate with it. Okay, so we're going to be going back down. I'm going to put a copy of this in my article, and we can see how we're going to go into the night phase, and in that we're going to have, within this storm day wave, we're going to have the Tresina of storm 2. So this is going to be very, very intense storm energy, we really have so much opportunity to reset our neural pathways and create a better way forward, because thoughts do become things. I've seen it in a pattern that I had once where I take too much responsibility, because I've been given a lot of responsibility too, I guess, but I saw 3 entities, and they were my thought forms, and they all played a little role. When one kicked up, when I got on top of one, the other one would kick up, and I had to get on top of those thought forms and actually, with love, transmute them, send them back to source. Okay, so we are in a massive time of surrender, rebirth. This is, to me, we are in the birthing channel. Okay, sometimes it feels like we're going to die, because birth and death work together. It's rebirth, and surrender is key. We have to remember that frequency is in our intentions. It's our heart energy. It's what we put out. So let's keep them in alignment with divine will, and let's actively connect with the earth and the sky and all of nature, and it will keep you there. And really, I have to say that Papatūānuku, as I know Earth Mother here, I have a very strong connection with her. She wants to connect with her children. She desperately wants to communicate with you. She wants to share, like we do share our consciousness, our thoughts, our things go into her waterways, they affect her, they affect hers, but she's got that very strong heart, just like we have, that very strong intention. So she's magical, we are magical, we have to remember that, and that is our sovereignty. Okay, so blessings to you. Giodon darisia shalom for a sambor lisialkan sisa for a sumpo siashi for salmeri siaso ishia porondo sindi shikanala for siarkatiara. Someone told me that was ancient Mayan, that language, but it is what it is. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Love you.